Hey guys, I'm back from my filming hiatus. And I want to thank everybody for subscribing to my channel. I'm at almost 2,500 subscribers and it's been a year since I've been on YouTube. So I want to thank everybody for subscribing and for watching my videos. Thank you very much. It means the world to me that you guys are watching my videos. The last few weeks you've been watching videos of my trip with Mike, which I've stretched out because I've been on a hiatus from filming for a while. Because after Mike left our house to go back to his grandfather because his grandfather had a heart attack, Christian and I got ready to go to Miami and spend Easter with my family. One of the worst things that I did was I really didn't pay attention to my RV. I should have had my RV checked. I didn't do this proper maintenance that I should have done for my RV. So in the next couple of videos that you are going to be seeing, you are going to be seeing videos of my trip to Miami, which I'm really going to speed those up because I want to bring you to currently what's going to be happening, what's going to be going on in my channel, which is Mike is coming back down from Minnesota and we're teaming up together to go full-timing this summer. And we decided to do that because my last experience going to Miami was a very difficult one. I've never had such a difficult time RVing like I did on my last trip. And you'll see some of the reasons of what happened to me and what happened on the road. It's not that I haven't had situations on the road with men and stuff like that, but this one was particularly different.
Get in the RV quick.
It didn't really faze me what happened on this trip until I got back home. I mean, I knew the reality of what it was, but you get into a phase when things happen that you just have to do what you have to do and get things done in order to move on to the next place or whatever you have to do, because if you're not, you're going to be stuck there. So I didn't have really a lot of time to think about the situation other than just resolving the problems that occurred at the moment.
3. For location information of a AAA approved auto repair facility.
So when I got back home after my trip and I saw that video,
I got really scared. 3 guys just pulled up here in this road and they just, when I told them, wow, they said, do you need help? And I said, no, we're okay.
it really hurt me a lot for a couple of days.
And they made a U-turn right behind me, man. I got really scared. It looked scary.
They seemed pissed too.
Yeah.
And how lucky we were during this trip. Days later, I really started getting sick. I was mostly lying in bed around the sofa. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't edit. Physically, I was out, and I'm really a healthy person. I mean, other than the time when Mike was here, we were eating junk food and we were on the road and doing all this stuff. But basically, I'm a pretty healthy person, and I just didn't understand what was going on with me. So, and I thought maybe it was from the shock of what I saw in the video, the way that I interpreted as a mother and being the person that it happened to. But I got really sick, and I thought I was going to be hospitalized, and I refused to go to the hospital. I withstood the pain. Everything that I had to do, I just withstood it until I got to the doctor. It turns out that my doctor still doesn't know what I have. He thought it was shingles. Even when I developed a rash in my back, a small rash. Thought it was that, chickenpox thing, shingles. But I never believed it. My analysis came back that I did have severe liver problems, where usually it's like a 30 your bile is. I don't understand the specifics, but I'll just give you the numbers. You're supposed to be at about 30, and mine was at 600. Even though the doctors thought I had shingles, but I don't think it was shingles, and it's not catchy. They did test me for hepatitis because I did eat something in Miami that made me sick, so they thought maybe that I had contracted hepatitis from something that I ate or something, but I didn't. I've been tested for a whole bunch of things that I don't have. My thing is, I think I was bitten by a spider. And I'll show you now a picture of some spiders that have been coming around my property. They're huge spiders like that. It was like about 2 a.m. I woke up and I went to the bathroom, and there was this huge spider in the bathroom, and this thing was like this with these long legs and stuff. And I was just too sleepy to worry about it. And I don't usually kill animals. I usually pick them up and take them outside because I said, well, I don't want them in the house, but why can't they live outside? I mean, I just don't kill them. So what happened was I left the spider that night in my bathroom, and I went back to sleep. And the next day in the morning after breakfast, that's when I started to feel weird. So I just thought it was a muscle cramp because I started having pain in my back, and I just thought it was from something that I did, maybe a movement or something from my back. So that's just what I thought. I laid out the whole day. And then that's when I really started having pain. And Sunday I got worse, and then Monday morning I was on the floor screaming. I was screaming in pain. I thought I was going to have to go to the hospital. But I just, I took some Tylenol, and it helped me a little bit. But man, I've never experienced anything like that in my life. It was pretty bad. So I really think it was a spider bite, because that day when I took a shower, I looked at my back, and my back had up here on the top, it had a rash. I had started to develop a small rash. It wasn't a lot, and it looked like something had bit me there. So, and I'm not allergic to hornets or bees because I've been stung here. So I know that wasn't an allergic reaction. So then it occurred to me that it could have been, it took me a couple of days before I realized that it could have been a spider bite. So that's what I think happened. Because after that, I didn't see the spider at all in the house. So I don't know. I don't know a lot. I know the doctor still doesn't know what I have. That was really unusual what happened there. And I'm still getting tested. It's right now we're in beginning of May, and I'm still waiting for tests because it takes a long time for authorization and doctors and stuff to get done. Plus, I live in an area where we don't have a lot of specialists here, and the few specialists that we do have, it could take up to a month to actually get results. So luckily, I feel fine. So I'm still waiting to find out what's going on. I have a lot of tests, medical tests coming up. During all this time, what's happening is Mike is back in Minnesota, and me and Christian, where I'm like stressed because I'm like, okay, now I got this problem, that I got this medical issue I got to take care of, and I've got to take care of the RV maintenance, and I've got to get somebody here to watch the property for me. And as everybody is, if you know what it's like living on a homestead, after the winter is over, it's a lot to be done on your property as the spring comes in, because there's a lot of pruning of bushes. And, you have to mow the grass and start mowing it again every 2 weeks. And just a lot of maintenance issues on a property coming out of 6 months of doing nothing to start, now in the springtime. So I have a certain amount of time that I have to do all this work before I hit the road. So, I just felt really pressured with all this. I'm talking with Mike about all of the stuff that's going on and everything. He said to me, he goes, well, why don't you come up here to Minnesota? Because we didn't know what we were going to do yet. I thought maybe we were going to hit Georgia, do a lot of the historic places there, maybe get up to the Blue Ridge Mountains and come down in the fall so we can see the fall. So that's what I was planning to do with Christian, is do that. And then Mike said to me, well, why don't you come up to Minnesota, we can explore some places up here and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, that makes sense, we could do that. And I wanted to do that. I realized I'm physically don't feel ready right now, or don't know if I can, number one, get my RV ready by a certain amount of time with all that I have going on. Plus, I'm also I homeschool Christian, so I'm doing all of this and I'm homeschooling him. And am I going to be able to get up there to see him? So we talked about things that we wanted to do, and I said, you know what, things like this really makes you realize that, you have to do things like this in your life. And I've always wanted to go down the coast or the Pacific and stuff. I said to him, well, let's do that. Let's do this trip. If you want to come with us, if you can get me, if you can install the solar panels for me, and you can do all this work and get all this stuff for me ready and done in time by mid-June so that we can go full-time, why don't you just stay with us in the RV? We all get along. It makes sense for us to travel together as travel partners, because not a lot of people are out there doing it. Most of the people out there are just, they're girlfriends and boyfriends, or they're married, or, have a relationship. Where me and Mike, we're just really good friends. I don't know if anything can come out of something like that. I don't know, and I'm not going to say that there is or foresee, but I know I'm pretty comfortable in being by myself and doing things by myself. And he is the same way as well. But it makes sense for us to get together because he has a grandfather that has having issues. So we've talked about the situation where, if Armando was sick or his grandfather was sick and we were somewhere and one of us needed to get back to, for a situation, like if something happened to his grandfather and he really needed to get back, how is he going to get back? He can't, just leave Silver anywhere. He's got to get on a plane. So we talked about it. We thought, well, this is the best way for us to be able to do this trip. So it just makes sense for us in case one of us has to leave the other And I can totally depend on him with my pets and the rig, and he can totally depend on me with sober and for support of anything that happens during this time of our life, because this is the way it's going to be for us. I mean, we are not in our 20s, and we have family members, and I, have my mom, I have my dad's also. He's not well too, so any one of us can be called in at a certain time. And, when you're traveling with your spouse, it's different because one person can fly out, the other person can stay back. So for me, it's really difficult at this time of my life to travel by myself far away and see things. But at the same time, I know that this is the time of my life that I have to do these things because I'm still healthy. I'm still capable of doing it. I want to share this experience with my son, who's 14, going on 15. This is the time of my life that I want to do this with him. I don't want to wait till I'm 65. I want to do it now, and I have a friend who's willing to do it with me. So we decided to team up and do this adventure together. We're going to be doing it the same way that we're doing it now, where he has a channel and I have a channel, because we both have different editing styles and different ways of viewing and seeing things. And it's interesting, a lot of people have commented how different video creators can take something and swing it in a different way. So we're going to continue to do things the way that we've been doing them in our Clearwater trip. And I also have a lot of camera equipment that I have, and he's going to be able to use those as well. I also bought a gimbal like his so that I can have steadier pictures. I know people have been commenting on that. So I did get that, but I didn't get it in time for my Clearwater trip with him. So we'll be using that, and I have used it for some of the other videos. We have a lot of plans, and maybe we'll do a video when he gets here of what exactly we're going to be doing on the road. But just to give you a short idea of what we're going to be doing, my vision is we're going to be traveling in my RV the same way that we were the last time. Mike is going to have full use of my bedroom in the front for him and Sober, because Sober sleeps on the bed with him, and she's a big dog. I'll be sleeping in the bunkhouse with Christian. And I am making some modifications since our last trip about that. So I'll be sharing all of that with you. Basically, the house is going to be closed, and there will be a person that will be staying here watching the property. We'll be bringing you through the mail situation. We'll also be talking about the solar panels. I did buy some solar panels that Mike researched online for me, and he couldn't get here in time to help me go buy them. So I did go out and I purchased them, and I have them in the garage. He's going to be doing the install of the solar. I will just be doing vlogs about it, and I'll be linking below on each video, his video, so that you can watch exactly the way that he connected. I've also ordered the inverter, and when he gets here, we're also going to sit down and be researching the best data plans for us for on the road. And the Wi-Fi Ranger or Wi-Fi repeater extender is another thing that I've been wanting for a long time, but I want him to be here with me so that we can research them together. So that's another thing we're going to bring you. So basically, we're going to be like all of you out there who are newbies and wanting to full-time. We're going to take you from the beginning steps all the way through it to our boondocking adventures when we get out to the Pacific. So you're going to actually see the whole way that we're doing it. We're also going to have a budget as far as food is concerned, and we're also going to have a budget for travel. So we'll be able to tell you also on the road what our expenses are. And our expenses are going to include our insurance. It's going to include if we actually had to incur any kind of credit card debt because we're over budget. We'll talk about having a mortgage or having an RV payment and all that kind of stuff. So we'll be mentioning a lot of things about that so that you can make the right decision for yourself if you want to go full-timing, because there's a lot of things that I want to talk about. This is not my first time full-timing. When I started my journey in RVing, I had a Winnebago, a 1996 Winnebago Spirit 28 feet Class C that I purchased. Did a video, and I'll link it below so you can watch that video that I did early on in my channel. And Christian and I set out to look for a property that had acreage on it because I wanted to be self-sustainable and have a homestead. And I really loved RVing a lot. But the problem with my RVing at that time was my Class C did not have a propane refrigerator. The girl who sold it to me, when she purchased the RV, she had switched out the propane refrigerator because it wasn't working. And she purchased an Avanti refrigerator that didn't work on propane. So when I went out on the road, I was very limited to what I could do on the road. I couldn't boondock. I couldn't stop at a Walmart unless I was not turning on I didn't have anything in my refrigerator or had to put everything in a cooler. So I didn't do that because I live in Florida, and that's just doesn't happen here in Florida during the summertime. So basically we went from parks that we did extended stays on because, you know, in the summertime here, that's your best price. It's a lot of things that I've learned. So I want to share this with you because a lot of newbies haven't had the experience that I've had. I've had the experience where I packed pretty much everything that I could. I mean, I don't know how I made it in my Winnebago moving around because I took no responsibility for the weight in the RV at all. I mean, I just shoved everything that I could in there as much as I could. And I would tell you 3/4 of the stuff that I shoved in there, I hardly even used. I was desperate to get everything out of there and I vowed to myself, with my next RV, I'm going to be as simple as possible and only carry the things I need because it's such a weight on your shoulders when you have all the stuff in there and you don't want to get rid of it. This is why my channel is called Simply RVing, because it's that evolution of what I've learned from the first time that I went full-timing to the next time. So that's why I call my channel Simply RVing, because what I really want to do is just to simplify and just enjoy life. So that's the same motto for my channel now. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be bringing you through the whole journey that I have, which is going to be getting the RV ready, packing it. I'm going to go room by room and I'm going to show you exactly all the things that we're going to be bringing, the clothing that I'm choosing. I'm going to be talking to you about minimizing and what I've learned about minimizing. So I'm going to take you on my experiences about when I did the downsizing and the things that I had to deal with, because it was not easy for me. So there's going to be videos that I'll be talking about the evolution that I have taken towards minimalism or downsizing. And it's, for some of us, it's not something that's going to happen overnight. It's going to take a process. And I'm still in the process of that because I'm a person who likes things and I'm comforted by the things that I'm surrounded with. For some of you who are married or you're coupled together with somebody who one of you is ready to just hit the road and go and get rid of everything, and the other person is more like me, that it takes them a while to do that. I'll be talking to you about that because I think that you have to be sympathetic with your partner and come to a compromise, because not all of us can, and you don't want to make it difficult on the road for the other person and for them to give up who they are, because you never want to do that. You never want to be with a partner and try to control them to the point that they give up what they really love for you. So I think that's important. So anyway, guys, I hope that you subscribe and I hope that you stay and watch our videos. It's going to be quite a journey for me to do this with Mike because he's a lot of fun to travel with. So I'm really glad that I have him. I feel secure when I'm with him. I know that Christian is going to be well with him because he's really great with Christian, and Christian's learning a lot of things with him, which is great. Okay, so what's going to happen is for the next couple of weeks, I did shoot some video. If anybody knows about the Tin Can Tourist, it's an awesome vintage RV show, and I did film that with my gimbal. So what's going to happen is, because I want to bring you up to date with once Mike gets here, everything that's happening. Right now, during the time that he's traveling, I'm gonna be posting the videos of my trip to Miami, showing you the things that I had to deal with on the road, and then soon after you see that video about what happened to me on the road, I'm gonna do a talking video for you women about security and some of the things that I learned in retrospect to security on the road. And then after that, I may throw in a couple of videos of Brooksville Vintage Show, and we'll start again with the vlogging and stuff like that. So hopefully we'll get organized with this video thing, because I do still homeschool Christian, and that's really important to me to get his schooling done. He's going to be schooling on the road. So this is another thing. A lot of you mentioned to me that you did want to watch a video about homeschooling on the road, and I've been doing homeschooling on the road for quite some time, and I've learned a lot about homeschooling and the things that we use, what's helped me, because I have the experience already of doing it, and I'm going to be bringing a lot of the things that I learned that have simplified my life on the road, because it can get pretty crazy. The solar panels are very large. They are 4 by 6.5 solar panels. I won't give you the update yet of how much power I'm going to have in the RV. I will be removing the outdoor refrigerator in my outdoor kitchen because it's not a propane refrigerator and I hardly use it, and we don't plan on doing a lot of parks. That's why our budget is going to be workable, because once a week we'll try to do the parks, because that way we can get our laundry done and get a lot of our work done there. So we're going to be putting the battery banks, and in the outdoor kitchen we'll probably have like a cabinet built or something there for the battery. So all that stuff's going to be built in there. So you're going to see this here. Mike's going to be doing all that for me. Another thing that we're going to try to be is totally self-sustainable. Hopefully we'll have some good videos for you in the future. And thanks for watching, guys. Bye.